Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Radio Northampton, your hometown podcast, brought to you by Northampton Community Media. I'm John Savastano, and what better way to kick off a sunny spring day than by a visit by two energetic and interesting guests today, Rebecca Carlson and Cindy Kuselias from Northampton School. How are you both today?
Doing great, thank you.
This is a special event. Speaking about it, what a wonderful day it is to be on the planet. There's a special event coming up that we want to talk about here today, and of course that's Earth Day, which is coming up in April. Let's find out about that.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much for having us. We're really excited to be able to come and share information about this event for the folks in Northampton. So student government at Northampton School is partnering with WIN Waste Innovations and the town of Northampton to support a town-wide cleanup in celebration of Earth Day and in stewardship of our planet.
Excellent. And of course the students will be involved as well as the town. It's a really great collaboration because it's just that time of year when everybody comes out, everybody wants to do something important, and this is a great way to start it off. What do we know about, obviously the plans have already been made, and there's a sign-up event. What is the procedure?
Right,
for townspeople to get involved? I'm sorry.
No, that's right. So we have lots of different ways trying to get the information out. So student government has been out and about putting flyers all around businesses and town offices within Northampton, within the town of Northampton. So please be on the lookout for those flyers. On the flyer is a barcode that you can scan with your phone. But there's also an email address for the student government that you could just reach out, and we can certainly assign you a street. But what we did was we took the town of Northampton and broke it up into streets, and then the really long streets like Atlantic Avenue we chunked. And so we're asking for families and residents to claim a street. And that way we know that not too much of the town is getting too much of attention and part of the town not getting enough attention. So the intent is that we'll get everything cleaned up.
That's pretty cool. I remember years ago when people were putting flamingos on the lawn. And that was a lot to really, but it's always great to see a collaboration between the townsfolk, taxpayers, if you will, and the school. It all comes together. It makes a lot of sense. And it's always for the better good. So. The particulars are, it's the day before Easter?
Right, it's the day before Easter. So Earth Day this day is April 22nd. And so that's on a Friday. Mm-hmm. And the week that follows that is our school vacation. So to help it make it the easiest for most people to participate, we decided to go the weekend before. So the actual event is on Saturday, April 16th. And we will have, if you come to the campus between 9 and 11 a.m., we're going to have a table set up at the greenhouse. So for those folks in town who have never come to visit our beautiful campus with the greenhouse and the square-foot garden and the pollinator garden, that's where we're going to be meeting everyone in the morning. And you can pick up your clear trash bags for any recycling that you would like to set aside for recycling, and regular trash bags for the regular trash that you find. We'll have some gloves for everybody. We have lots of free gifts, so we really encourage folks to actually come to the campus to pick up those things at the greenhouse. And then we can also, if you didn't have a chance to actually sign up for a road, if you come that morning, we will assign you a road. We have Sign Up Genius managing all of that. So, and then also, if you leave your trash on the road by 2 p.m., the town has organized for that to be cleaned up or picked up for us. So if you just leave your bags of trash on the road by 2, then they'll get picked up by the folks in town for us. And then also, if it's after that, we will have big dumpsters here, or trash containers in the parking lot by the greenhouse. You'll see it when you pick up your materials, where you can drop them off anytime on Saturday or Sunday for that matter.
This is great. I mean, this is good. The only fly in my ointment here is I came from a generation of no barcodes. I'll be home and it says, hold your phone up to your TV. I go, no, this is not going to happen. That's okay.
Yeah, that's why we have. That's why we have that email address for student government. If you just say we want this road, or you need any help, and there's a link that we can send you to.
Speaking of flamingos, the greenhouse, of course, was the flamingos were the catalyst for building the greenhouse. So
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it was a thing where if you. They called it flocking, and you've been flocked, which means the seagulls Oh, seagulls. Oh my goodness. It could have been seagulls. We're local, right? The flamingos were put on your lawn. Everybody meant, okay, they gave to the fund to build the greenhouse. And that was the
that's really
concept
great.
there. So it was very clever.
I would love for people to come, even if you're not planning on participating in the cleanup for whatever reason,
Yeah.
to come that morning between 9 and 11 and see all the awesome projects that are taking place inside the greenhouse and inside the garden. It's a really neat thing to see.
It doubles as a tour, and let's see what's going on. I have never been in the greenhouse.
Well, you'll have to come.
We'll be down there, and we'll do some camera and interviews and such like that for Atlantic Ave, our show.
That'd be great.
I would suggest that everybody come to my show. Everybody go to Woodland Road and clean up Woodland Road first. That way, we don't have to. No,
You can sign up for it.
I'm only kidding. All right, we're going to take a short break for some community notes. And when we come back, we're going to talk with Sydney Kuselias and yourself with some final thoughts about that and other things that might be going on at the school, the things we can look forward to before graduation.
Yeah.
And you're listening to Radio Northampton. Welcome back to Radio Northampton. Our guests today are Rebecca Carlson and Sydney Kuselias, 8th grader from the Northampton School. Welcome, Sydney.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. Tell us about the 8th grade this year, the excitement, the closing months before you move on and such. How's the class doing?
Class is doing really good. We all get along very well, and everyone is just so sweet and very nice, and we have a small grade, so we're all very close together.
That's good. And the togetherness, especially with the last year and a half or so, sticking together and going through some rough patches of times or rough times. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Now, is this just an 8th grade project or is this a school-wide project?
Yeah.
Earth Day.
So the student government is going together to help clean our Northampton, and yeah, we all just planned this together to help our community.
Excellent. So this was a project designed by your grade in conjunction with the faculty. That's great. That's great. What are you looking forward to that day? A great day, a great turnout, or
Definitely, yeah. I want to see Northampton looking great, and our town is so important to us that I want it to be treated nicely, and I want it to look great. That when we walk by, everything will just look amazing. So
exactly. Every time you go by a sign that says "Welcome" on the telephone poles, you know you're here. What would you be involved in specifically? Are you handing things out, or are you coordinating? What's your role?
I'll be helping picking up trash, and I'll definitely be helping handing things out and with the flyers and everything like that. The student government is going around and hanging up flyers all around, which is good, so people can see them all around town. And that's what I'm doing.
That's great. Now, are there any projects planned prior to graduation? Any items that you're going to be involved in or planning, or?
I think maybe some field trips or something like that. We might plan, or extra things such as like dances and stuff like that. We're all trying to plan before the year ends.
Yeah. And all of a sudden it's April, and all of a sudden it's June. So plan well and enjoy it.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us, Sydney.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Rebecca, any other thoughts you have on the project, or certainly, as I asked Sydney, there's more to come. it's the sun is out, so to speak. We're getting back to what I'm going to use the word normal, okay? And we know graduation is coming up, but before that, what about anything within the school that we might have sorely missed over any band concerts or?
Well, I would definitely encourage folks to visit our school website. We do keep a lot of things up to date on that for upcoming events, and our principal, Ms. Snyder, is really helpful in getting word out to particularly our parent community about our upcoming events. But we have an 8th grade musical that's begun practice for. We're going to have concerts, band and chorus concerts again. Of course, we'll have our graduation upcoming, our 8th grade dance. So there's quite a few things going on, and we're just so excited for the opportunity to welcome the community back onto our campus, to have a project like this that allows the school and the community to work together. So it's things are feeling so positive with this spring and going into summer.
Excellent. We had news a couple of days ago of the parade returning, along with the Memorial Day activities.
Oh,
so
you know what? I just realized I would be remiss if not mentioning that we have the Invention Convention, which is a big deal. Sydney, you might remember that from when you were in second grade. That is going. We just were able to announce that that's going to be in person. So we're really looking forward to our families coming in and our second graders being able to share their wonderful inventions with the
That's
community.
great. Any idea when is that? Is the scheduled date yet?
I believe it's April 6th.
April 6th.
Yep.
Okay. I should go and learn things.
Indeed, you should.
I
I
saw right now in my office. I bought one of the big white wind towers that create electricity out there in these big fields, stuff like that. I found one to fit in my window, so it's in my office right now. And doggone thing turns when a cloud comes in, it stops. Sun comes back out, and it starts going like heck again. So, toys, kids and their toys, right? Well, Becca and Cindy, I want to thank you both for joining us today on Radio Northampton. Thanks for adding some energy to the program, giving us some valuable information about what's coming up, and it's going to be a great turnout that day. I know it will be.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be back with more of Radio Northampton after this. Back to Radio Northampton. I'm John Sabastano here on this wonderful, beautiful early spring day, and with none other than the frequent flyer himself, our recreation director, Joe Manzi. Joe, what's up?
John, as long as you'll have me back, I'll always be here. You know, it's my pleasure to be here, so yeah, let's do it.
We might just move you into the rec show. We'll have our own.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Well, Joe, it's sort of a doubleheader that day. We were just talking to Rebecca and Sydney about the town cleanup and going on the 16th. It ends at 11, but guess what starts at 11? The annual town egg scramble. It's actually it starts at 9. It goes to 11:30. My apologies.
Yeah, and one quick thing on the date. It's scheduled for the 9th.
Yes.
The makeup day would be the 16th, which just means more cleanup. You pick up the eggs, you pick up the trash, but it's scheduled right now for Saturday, April 9th. So
April
a separate
9th.
day from the cleanup.
Okay, so I'm going to stand fully corrected on disseminating false information, as they say on Facebook. Okay, so we're talking about the 9th from 9 a.m. to 11:30. One important thing though is you got to register beforehand. So
and that basically, everything with COVID. So a couple of years back, we were lucky enough to have the bunny visit everybody's house who wanted a visit from the bunny.
Yeah.
So rather than having a mass gathering, last year was sort of a hybrid event where we went back to the school for the egg scramble. However, we had people register ahead of time, which kept people in small groups. It worked beautifully, and we received a lot of positive feedback that they kind of preferred it that way because their kids don't get stuck in a stampede that lasts about a minute and it's over.
Yeah.
So this is going to give every child an opportunity to come at a time that's best for them so they don't have to miss anything. and a little bit less of that, again, 60-second stampede. Everyone will have equal access to gaining whatever the bunny is left behind for them.
Okay. Is there any age limit or on this? Or
No, not really. Again, parents will be there and be there with the younger ones especially. So who's ever comfortable to do it may just register. And, of course, all our registrations are at northamptonnh.recdesk.com. There's not a charge. There's an opportunity to leave a donation if you like. But, it's just a way for us to get people slotted into the best available times and know exactly who's coming when so the bunny can prepare things.
Okay. Is it for our neighbors or is limited to Northampton?
We'd love to say Northampton.
Yep.
We certainly, in some cases, there are whether they're grandchildren or things like that. We don't promote it out of town, but some slip through, and that's not an issue for us.
Okay, well that's really good to know. It's just getting really nice to get back to where we belong, and where we belong is those outdoor activities that just fit like a glove because it is spring. The kids love the egg scramble. It's leading up to better and nicer days. Certainly your docket and your calendar must be building up with additional festivities and plans. What's cooking around the corner?
Yeah, I mean, we're real excited. Again, you can just imagine. Of course, everybody is excited to get things back to a more normal way of doing things. But particularly when you're in a recreation department, your goal is to promote, is to bring in big numbers. It isn't to restrict your numbers, small group, keep people apart. It's sort of the opposite of what we try to do in terms of bringing a community together. So, it's real exciting that we look at the calendar overall, and we are going to be back to a more traditional type egg scramble. We are going to be back to, fortunately, they're going to have the Memorial Day parade this year, and we're going to be back to doing the barbecue after that. Our summer camp, as we move a little bit further forward, will look more normal. Our events at Dearborn Park with tennis lessons and pickleball and use of the field and all that type of stuff is all set up to be just a traditional turn the clock back a couple of years.
Yeah, it seems like only yesterday we were down to the field doing the Turkey Bowl, and that was a quick winter if you think about it. That was in November, so putting that all behind us, the sun's coming out. This is great news, especially as you mentioned that there is going to be a parade. We're back to our Memorial Day celebration and the barbecue. That's one cool thing. I'd love to have a little car show going on at the same time too, up the street. But we'll see.
You got that off the ground last year as well. So
yeah. So maybe a tease as to there were the normal summer recreation programs that you do set up. They're pretty voluminous. A bunch of events there that are going on anyway, but any in particular you want to mention?
Yes, so again, going back to our theme, it appears, of getting things back more to normal, one of the things we got off the ground a couple of years back was Old Home Day, and we are going to be returning that this year and really would like to. We have a lot of exciting ideas coming from that event. We really would like to use that as sort of we're all the way back. Let's make it as grand as we can, particularly where we haven't done a Winterfest the last couple of years. We'd like to put some of those events and resources. And that we slate as the second Saturday in August, so it's easy to remember. You don't have to get tied up on the date so much. But so that's a big one for us, the Old Home Day. The other stuff, we're going to just keep adding and layering in. And be quite honest, like with a lot of places, we'd like more help. That's only going to help us create more events. We still have the rec at Lafayette Crossing as a facility for programs, and we recently finalized an agreement with Centennial Hall to be able to do programming there as well. So we're set up, ready to go, keep everything going positive as it is, and if you're interested in employment, come talk to us.
Okay. It was funny this year, the staff of Channel 22, who normally likes to assist at Town Hall during the St. Patrick's Day meal.
Where's the corned beef at? Is that what you said?
Where did it go? And I said, I bet you it was at the... Yeah, so we weren't able
now
to...
See,
we were unable to assist.
Right, your stasher said, what would be a great story idea? Covering that big corned beef feast they're having over at the rec at Lafayette Crossing. Because, we did. We had a great Irish performer in, and, of course, Joe's puts out a fantastic spread for our pasta senior luncheon. Yeah.
That was a real faux pas by Channel 22 management. I'm going to have to sit down with myself and and castigate myself on that and book ourselves for next year.
Yep.
To assist in any way possible.
Absolutely.
To cover the story. So, well, Joe, thanks for joining us.
If I can squeeze in one other thing,
absolutely.
So
I'm sorry.
No,
yes.
not at all. Just as part of the egg scramble as well. So we'll do our big go find your eggs, all of that, and then everyone will also be given a gift bag. And we're happy to say that stuffed into that gift bag will be some generous donations from Lindt Chocolate as well. So nothing but the best in there, similar to our corned beef dinner. If we're going to do it, let's do it right.
You know, when I worked with the Peas Greeters, I was doing the public affairs work, and part of what I did was go out and find sponsors who would have some treats or something that we could give the outgoing flights leaving here, heading overseas,
Sure.
Iraq, Afghanistan, wherever. And our two favorite ones, the first one ever, it was a different event that had nothing to do with the Peas Greeters, but we were dealing with Lindt. And the wonderful lady over there whose husband was a commander in the Navy, and he was at Pearl Harbor, and he says, well, what is this for again? I says, well, I explained the Peas Greeters and such. And he says, in a heartbeat. So we'll provide you with all the chocolate you ever could possibly need. There was practically, this trailer truck shows up, and the basement of the unfinished peas trade had more chocolate in it. But the other one was, at one time, I had given a number to call a fellow who worked with Bose. And he said, they'd like to sponsor a flight. It's normally about 100 guys, whatever. And they were going to provide us with some goodies from Bose, which we assumed was going to be about 100 or so. And we thanked him to be the Bose flight, whatever. And the guy says, oh, no. You need a plate wick. Can you store 10,000 small headsets?
Wow.
And I said, I almost doubled over. And we had headsets for the incoming flights.
Wow.
Yeah, and people are generous, and they're out there, and it is a great take when people do get in, join, volunteer, especially in their own hometown.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. All right, anything else, Joe? It's cooking right now?
No, I think that's about it. Like I say, to register for any of the programs, go to northamptonnh.recdesk.com. And, of course, all the weeks of summer camp are already up there, ready to go as well. And anything else that we have going on, or just check out our regular town website as well.
Okay. I just thought of one we could have is if you happen to miss the corned beef and cabbage date, there is a remake date. No. But, all right, Joe, thanks again. And we'll be back to close up Radio Northampton after this. Thanks for joining us on Radio Northampton. We'd like to once again thank our guests as well, Rebecca Carlson, the Curriculum Coordinator for Northampton School, and Sydney Kuselias, the 8th grade Student Government Secretary, giving us information about the upcoming event on April 16th, Earth Day, and the cleanup of Northampton. At the Northampton School, for details, go to the school website. Also, of course, Joe Manzi, our recreation coordinator, filling us in on the egg scramble, which is scheduled for April 9th. Check with Joe Manzi or the recreation department online for registration for your child. And the makeup date for that would also be the 16th of April rather than the 9th in case there's inclement weather. So for all of us here at Radio Northampton and Northampton Community Media, I'm John Savastano. Catch us next time on Radio Northampton.